Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at this Reolink Argus 3 Pro security camera with solar panel. So this was provided to me by the distributor, but they're not compensating me for this video and they're not reviewing it before I post it. If you find this video helpful, I'll put a link to this in the description on Amazon, and if you use that link it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. So here it says 4 megapixel. On the side it says smart alarm with person vehicle detection, 2.4 or 5 gigahertz dual band Wi-Fi, color night vision, rechargeable battery powered, IP65 weatherproof. So I tend to use a lot of wired cameras, and wired is very reliable. It's arguably the best, but there's a reason wireless cameras exist, and specifically battery powered ones, is because they're much more convenient. Not everyone can run a wire, and it can be very cost prohibitive to run a wire. A potential downside of Wi-Fi is that you may not have a lot of Wi-Fi bandwidth available, so it's nice having 2.4 and 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi on here, because that gives you a lot more options. If you use 2.4 for your regular Wi-Fi, you can put this on the 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi band, and that frees up some bandwidth there. So I think that's a really nice feature. And then it's IP65 weatherproof. The 6 is dust ingress, so this has the best dust ingress. And then 5 means you could spray this with water from like a hose, but you probably shouldn't spray this with something like a pressure washer. I think the concern for most people is if this will hold up to rain, and this will easily hold up to rain with IP65. This has a 2-year limited warranty, and then on the other side it talks about live view and the Reolink app. So this has an app available for Apple or Google. Be prepared, be Reolink. We have that here too. So we have an instruction manual, like we have a drilling template there. Here's a sticker telling people that you have surveillance. And this looks like another drilling guide and a quick start guide. So here's a charging cable. It's micro USB. I guess I'll get the camera out. Okay, so here's the camera. Now when I read the instructions, I might find more features, but it looks like we have LED lights here. We have a passive infrared sensor. We have a camera. On the back, we have USB. So that's the charge port. We have a quarter 20 thread. So this probably threads onto the mount, but this is also the same as a tripod mount. So you could use all sorts of like clamp style mounts, suction cups, like a regular tripod on this. On the bottom, we have the on-off switch and micro SD card slot. And I guess before we get too far into this, I can go over some of the specs on this. And I'm getting these from the listing on Amazon. But the video resolution is 2560 by 1440. And that's 4 megapixels at 15 frames per second. The video format is H.265 or H.264. The field of view is fixed lens, 122 degrees diagonal. Night vision is up to 10 meters. It has 6 LEDs at 850 nanometers. The color night vision up to 10 meters. Spotlight 2 pieces, 2 watts, 6500K color temperature, and 230 lumens. The digital zoom is 16x. The smart alarm has person detection and vehicle detection, plus PIR, which is passive infrared detection. So that would be similar to a traditional motion light. The PIR detected distance is up to 10 meters. It says siren alert, siren plus customized verbal alerts. Operating frequency is 2.4 and 5 gigahertz. The wireless standard is IEEE 802.11 BGN. The battery is 65,000 milliamp hours. So that's a pretty good sized battery. SD card is FAT32, class 10 or higher, greater than 26 megabits per second. And then we talked about the weather rating. The size is 120 by 90 by 56 millimeters, and the weight is 330 grams. So this comes with a number of different mounting options. Let's pull some of these out. So here's some screws and anchors. It's like we also have a little pin tool. This mount is soft on the bottom, so I'm thinking that might sit on a surface. Here is a strap. This would be for strapping it to a post or a tree. Okay, and here would be the mount you'd use with that. So that would go here, and then this would thread on to the camera. Looks like this can rotate here, and that locks that in place. So you get this in position, then you lock this ring to lock it in position. Had a tough time pulling that plug out. I used a screwdriver and I don't think there's anything there. I think that's just for maybe a different model. So I'll pull this out. Underneath we have the solar panel. So the idea behind this is that you could charge this up and mount this somewhere, but then you need to take it down every once in a while and charge it. With the solar panel, it charges in place. So I think this is a great option for someone who wants to mount a security camera and they can't wire it. So that means they're going with Wi-Fi, but you still have to power it. So in many instances that would mean you'd have to go just battery powered or plug it in. And wiring an outlet is no easier than wiring a security camera wire. So you're kind of back to square one. So this is really nice in that it's battery powered, has a solar panel, and then it has this cable for the solar panel, so you can mount this in an ideal location, so you don't have to have light exactly where your camera is. And this wire, from what I understand, is pretty long here, which is good and bad. So if you need to mount the solar panel quite a ways away, that's really good, but if you're mounting it close by, you have a lot of wire here you have to deal with. So here is the mount for the solar panel. So you can loosen this and you can position this whichever direction you need and tighten it down, and this threads into the solar panel, and this also had the quarter 20 thread on it there. I like that it uses quarter 20 threads, because if these mounting options don't work for you, you can rig up your own option pretty easy. You can buy one or make one. Here's a piece of foam and screws. Okay, so I have the hardware out, so now I'm going to go over the instructions and then we'll check it out a little bit more. So while reading the instructions, I plugged this in to charge it, and it's been charging around 2 amps. So it's like 1.94, it was up to 1.99 and around 2. So this charges pretty quickly. So this is a sort of desk stand, and it just has rubber on both sides, that kind of friction grip here. So you can, tilt at different angles and things like that. So I'll just use that for my demonstration. I'll kind of point it up here. I'll pull the plastic off. So in order to set this up, I want to scan that QR code. So that took me to the App Store. I'll hit Get. That'll download the app. Okay, I have the app downloaded. I'll hit Open. It's asking if it can connect to the local network. I'll say OK. It's asking if it can send notifications. I'll say Allow. At the bottom of the screen here, it wants me to agree to the terms, so I'll agree to that. It says if you haven't added any devices, click the plus button in the top right to add one, so I'll hit plus. If it wants to access my camera, I'll hit OK. So on the back of the camera, there's a QR code. I'm going to scan that with the app. So it has two options here. It says Wi-Fi not configured and Wi-Fi already configured. So I'll hit Wi-Fi not configured. It says make sure the camera is powered on and turned on. I'll hit next. It says please power on the camera and wait for the voice prompts. So I'll open up the little flap on the bottom and I'll power on the camera. I'll tap I've heard the ding sounds. I'll hit next. It wants me to allow Reolink to use my location. I'll say allow while using the app. It wants me to enter my Wi-Fi information. So I entered in my username and password. Now it says to connect your camera to Wi-Fi network, face it to your phone and let the camera scan the QR code on the screen. I'll hit scan now. I'll hold this up to the camera. It beeps.
Camera is connecting to your router. Please wait.
I'll tap I heard the beep. I'll hit next.
Connection to the router succeeded. Welcome to Reolink.
I'll hit I've heard the voice prompt.
Connection to the router succeeded.
I'll hit next.
Welcome to Reolink.
It says connecting your device. It says create a password. So I'll type that in. I'll hit next. Name your device. I'll just name it ReoCam. I'll hit next. It says select scene, indoor, outdoor. I'll do indoor for now. I'm guessing I can change that later. It says initialization is finished. Battery cameras are not designed for 24/7 continuous recording. To reduce power consumption, the camera will only wake up when motion events are triggered or when you access the camera via the client or the app. So then below that it gives tips on pointing the camera. Then at the bottom here it says save the device QR code to your smartphone. I'll just say use now. So here we have the camera. I'll tap on it and now we have a live version of it. So there's not much to look at in the shop. I need to get this mounted up. I do want to show here. I'll pull the plastic off the back of the solar panel. Just want to quickly show how this connects up. So this USB port is not weatherproof on its own. When you plug this in from the solar panel, like so, it has this sleeve that goes in here, and it's kind of a flexible rubber. So you can press that in there to keep weather out. Looks like the light turned on here just a second ago. So you want to make sure that's in there tightly. So these cameras being outside, they can get dust and dirt on them. So you're probably going to want to clean them every once in a while, wipe them with a microfiber. And when you do that, it's probably not a bad idea to double check that this is still sealed in there nicely. So this mount will unthread completely. And then you can screw the holes in here. So you have the drilling template, but you can also just take this off and set it up against the surface, drill holes and put the screws in. And then there's a sort of silicone kind of material here. And then you have this mount fits in there. So that creates friction, so you can position it. And then when you tighten this down, it will lock it into that position. Okay, so I have the camera mounted here, and I have it on this fascia board. So I just drilled some holes and screwed both these in with the supplied screws. I have the camera here, solar panel here, and I have the wire bundled up here. And I have it connected in the back. It's on, and I've inserted a micro SD card. I used a SanDisk High Endurance card. And I just noticed the solar panel's upside down. I don't think that makes a difference. But there is a bit of an overhang here, so I don't know how well this is going to work. But I could move this out on this edge here or somewhere else. So I am just setting this up for demonstration purposes. I'll probably permanently mount this somewhere else, but this is a nice place where I don't have privacy issues and stuff. It's pointing at my driveway right now. So let's get back to the interface and take a look. Okay, I'm back at my tablet here and I have the app up. I'll tap the picture to load the camera. And now we have a live stream from the camera. I'm not going to go over every feature in this video, I just wanted to take a quick look. I'll make a more in-depth video on using the app, and I'll put a link in the description to that when I'm done. So along the middle of the screen here we have some icons. We have pause, we have speaker, so you could tap on that so you could listen. We have a camera icon for taking a picture. We have a video icon for recording video. We have low, that changes the resolution. So if we tap on that, we have fluent, which is the low resolution, and we have 4MP, which is the high resolution. And then next to that we have an icon to flip the screen. Then down at the bottom we have talk. So if you want to talk to someone, you can hit that and it will turn the microphone on your device, and then you can talk back and forth with the person on the other side of the camera. And then another feature most people want to see would be playback. And this was set up automatically with recording, so I didn't set anything up to record, although I did tweak a setting or two, I think. So if I scroll to the left here, I have a little after midnight. You can see that there's a light here. So this has a motion detector light on it. So it saw motion, the car over on the left, and it turned the light on, and you can see it lights up quite a bit of the driveway. And here's a daytime clip. Here's my car pulling in. So I can back out of here and go back to the live stream, and I can pinch and zoom here. Oop, I slid off the screen, and I can pinch and zoom here. So this does have to wake the camera up, so sometimes it takes a second to connect, but it seems to work pretty good for connecting. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.